Hello happy people, Hamza here and welcome back to the channel. Now in this video I want to take you through how you can add a contact form 7 to your Elementor website with these fields: the name field, email field, subject field, message field, a sending button, and also add a reCAPTCHA box right down here, or integrate a reCAPTCHA on your website so that you can stop and limit as much as possible spam messages that will be coming over to you, or automated inputs on this form anytime you implement it on your website. Now to get started, we head back to our website. Of course, we first come to plugins, we add a new plugin, come to contact form 7, or come over here and search for contact form 7 plugin. Once it shows up over here, install it and activate it. I already have it activated. Next, we are going to add the plus add-ons for Elementor. It's an Elementor add-on. It's over right here. Simply install it and activate it. So in the free version, they actually provide you the contact form widget and you can simply add it to your Elementor website. At the moment, I already have a pro version of this same plugin, but you don't need a pro version in order to add a contact form to your Elementor website using the plus add-ons for Elementor. So once you have these two plugins, the plus add-ons and then the contact form 7 plugin, what you now need to do is simply open up a page where you want to add your contact form. And at the moment I already have a page called contact page. You can simply add a page by simply clicking over here and create a page and name it contact page or whatever name you want. So you simply open that page. So this is the already existing page that you already seen over right here, and I have already added this contact form over here, including a reCAPTCHA form right there. So now what I'm going to do is simply open up this page with Elementor. So open up with Elementor. And what I'm going to do is simply come over down here. I'm going to add a new section. It's going to be a full width section or a full column section. Come over here to the widgets area and I'm going to search for contact form 7. It's the one over here. Or if you don't do that, by simply collapsing most of all these widget sections, you'll be able to find out the contact form widget from the plus add-ons. So when I scroll down over here, it's the one over here, the plus adapted category. Simply drag it over here to my section. Now before actually your contact form shows up here, you must have created a contact form using the contact form plugin, and that is the contact form that you want to showcase over here. And by creating a contact form, you'll specify what kind of features or that you want to use to collect data from your website visitors. So to do that, you simply come over here to pages, come back here to your contact form and say add a new. And here we will create a new contact form 7. I'll name this the plus contact. Then I'll simply save. And when you save, that means you already created your contact form, the very first one. By default, it shows the label called your name, the label called your email, subject, and then the send. So these are all input fields. Now you can also add a number of other input fields, like collecting someone's telephone number, date, text area, a drop down, checkboxes, text, emails, and all that stuff. For example, if you want to add checkboxes, you simply add over here and add all your options that you want to collect or that have the data that you want to collect, and simply insert the tag over right here, and boom, you'll have the checkbox option added to your contact form. And when you come over to email, here it will show where the emails will be sent and from which person. So this is your website name, the subject of the email, or the subject that you have collected from the contact form subject option, and here the email of the person who is sending. And by default, your message will appear right like this, from the name of the person who has sent their email, the subject of the email, the message body over here, and also where the message was sent from. And once you are done setting up your options of your contact form over here, the message options here will show, or what will be shown to the visitor once they send a message. You can simply edit this to what you want. and you are good to go. So once you are done, you simply hit save changes over here, and once that is added, or once it's updated, now you have this shortcode. You can simply place it anywhere in your Elementor website, but that's not what we are going to do. We are going to simply come back to your Elementor website. We're going to simply hit update, and we will reload the page. This will of course fetch all the updates we have made from our contact form widget. And once we come back down here to our section that we had added, and then we select from the plus contact form, and boom, once we select it, then you will realize that all the other options that we had chose to appear, for example, we added the checkbox option, so it should appear somewhere over there, and over here we shall choose the style. Of course, the style add-ons only gives you one style for your contact form. Now the other thing we need to do is simply to style up our contact form. And how do you do the styling? We can first of all remove this background color which you don't want, so we are going to come over down here to the outer field styling. That is all under styles, and we can change the background color. We can change it to something else, or we can even make it a gradient, something that looks like that. We can change the angle of the gradient. We can even change the gradient location, and at the same time you can even choose to reduce the opacity of those colors. So that they are not too sharp for the user, something like that. And then we can also make changes to the typography over here of the form. Text area field, this is for the message field, and then input field styling. For example, when you come over here to the typography, you can change the input styling, the size of the input styling box over here, and the same here for the message area. Typography, we can change that to whatever we want. Okay, that all goes back to what you want. When we go down here to the button, submit button, we can change this over here, the maximum. We can even change it to be based on the percentage, and then the typography, we can change how the size of the text in there. You can even switch the font, whatever you want. And the response message is after someone sending the message, what will appear over here. We have set that under here, under the contact form plugin options. And once you make the changes here to the color, when you send a message, that's how they appear is what you'll be setting up right here. Now I want to reduce on the size of this, the typography, type size of this, and I want to leave it to default. And we can also change the styling of our button. Maybe we can also give it a gradient, something like that. The color of the button should be white, and then we can also change the location and maybe also the angle, something like that. And on hover we can also do something else. Text color will stay white, and when we come to the background we can give it something like this. That is on hover. Now a lot more other options that you can do, extra options on scroll, view animation. So in case you want it to animate when someone scrolls, you can set up the scroll options. When someone scrolls, that's how it will animate. But I don't think I need any of this, but just for you to look through and check if you want anything to be set up just like that. The other thing we can do is that we can add a magic scroll. We can do a tooltip. For example, when someone comes over here to our contact form, it can show up whatever you want someone to show up over here as a tooltip. We can also do 3D parallax effects, even overlay special effects. Under the overlay special effects, you can do a lot, something just like that. You can set that over here, special effect color 1, special effect color 2, and that goes back to all what you want. And under the motion effects, you can add to as how you want everything to appear for your contact form. Pretty amazing options that you will have over here, but I don't want to do anything over there. And of course, you can configure entrance animation based on a device. Then the other thing we can do is to set up our responsive features. If you want this to show up on a mobile device or whatever you want, you can do that all the way you want. And then before we forget that, you can also style up any of these options right here based on the device. For example, when I switch over here to tablet, it should be perfectly responsive, and if I go to mobile, it should be perfectly responsive and able to be used. Now when you look here on this button, the send button, when we come back here to the submit button, make sure that it is showing up really well. I think I should use percentage, make it 100, you can even make it 50 or something like that, so that it looks pretty nice. Now once you are done making changes to your contact form, you simply hit update. Now we can preview our contact form page right over here. Now this is the before, and now this is the after, the one that we have created by simply doing a couple of tweaks here and there. And then you realize that our checkbox options are not showing up over here because we never actually configured what we want people to add as checkboxes or what kind of data we want to collect using the checkbox. So we can simply delete that. So once you are done fixing your contact page right over here, now we are going to add this ReCAPTCHA or invisible ReCAPTCHA from Google to stop spam on your WordPress website. So how do we do that? You simply come back here to your edit option or to your page, come here to contact forms, and under integration, you are going to come over here to ReCAPTCHA and you say setup integration. When you say setup integration, it will open up over here and you will have the option to come over here and collect the ReCAPTCHA data, or to basically log into Google and get your ReCAPTCHA information, the site key and the secret key. And over here you will have to add the website by clicking over here, add your label, main site, and here choose ReCAPTCHA 3. This is the invisible one, and ReCAPTCHA 2 is the one whereby someone actually has to do a challenge, like selecting how many cars or crossing or crossroads or traffic lights or whatever. But I prefer the invisible one. So when you select invisible one, here you select the domain that you want to add. So I won't add that, but I'll simply take you over to this one, the one I already added. This is the label, ReCAPTCHA type is 3, the domain is that, and then I accept it. Then here I actually said verify the origin of the ReCAPTCHA and then send me alerts in case of anything. Then I simply saved. That's how I happen to get my site keys. Now once you save over here, you'll get this data over here, the copy of the site key and the copy of the secret. Simply copy that over there, come over here. Let me first remove these keys, and then you see now I get here the option to add the site key, which I simply paste, and over here I come and copy that secret key, come over here, paste it over there, and boom, I have now integrated my website with a Google ReCAPTCHA that is actually going to protect me against spam and any other types of abuses on my website. Now that means that you'll be having this invisible ReCAPTCHA show up on your website or on your contact form. Now by simply deleting this other form over here, then I simply update. that will update my contact form page over here. Boom, just like this, where someone can enter their name, email, subject, and they can simply send. Now, this contact form is for demo purposes only, so that you can have an idea on how you can set up a contact form 7 on your website. Of course, you can do a lot more other stylings, like changing all this graphic styling of all these blocks over here to what suits your needs. Now, I hope this tutorial brought you value, and I hope that now you are in position to add a contact form 7 to your Elementor website for free. I've also made another tutorial, and you'll check it up here in the card or in the description box below, on how you can add a contact form 7 using the HTML add-ons, and another tutorial on how you can actually create a contact form using Elementor Pro. So you'll check out both of those videos and see if they have a way they will be helping you in adding a contact form 7 to your Elementor website, in case this video isn't helping out. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. In case you like the video, please hit the like button, and if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video.